Okay, Google, play Trouble Every Day by Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so
Trouble Every Day from Spotify. Playing on the stereo.
I'm going to show you how to make popcorn. I've made a lot of popcorn. People have paid a lot of compliments over the years, and so I thought I'd show you how to do it. First of all, you need a pan. Doesn't have to be a good pan. I always use this pan. You can see the knob is broke off. It used to have a kind of a mushroom head on it. The handle at one point broke off and had to have somebody weld that back on. So it doesn't matter what kind of pan you have. Something this size works real good. First of all, you're going to have popcorn. You don't have to have fancy popcorn. The thing about popcorn is the way it works is the moisture content on the inside, the steam makes it explode, right? So the big thing about it is it has to be in a resealable container. You can put it in a jar or something if you want, but you should seal it afterwards to keep the moisture the same. That's what's going to help you to get all of them to pop at the end, which is, you know, what you want. You're going to need some oil. I usually use something like this that has taste of food, not the oil. You don't want to use something like olive oil or anything like that. That won't work. All else you need is butter, and I use real butter, and popcorn salt. Now popcorn salt is different than regular salt. I want you to show this. You can see the grains of regular salt are pretty big. Now compare that with popcorn salt, is real fine. So that's the difference. The popcorn salt will stick to the popcorn and stick to the butter where the regular salt falls off. So this is a little bit hard to find. They make it with flavors. I don't like the flavors. Regular popcorn salt. So let's get started. Come on over. It's nice if you've got a gas stove because you can control the heat immediately. You want to turn it up high to heat up the pan. We'll put in a little bit of oil. Can you show how much oil is going in? I'm going to go about that much. You want to put in a few kernels and let that oil heat up, and the kernels will tell you when the oil is getting hot. In the meantime, when you go grocery shopping and they ask you paper or plastic, at least once in a while, ask for plastic, and then you got a bag for your popcorn. I always make it in a bag. My mom used to make popcorn. I was one of 9 kids. So when we had snacks and we didn't have a lot of money, we would make popcorn. Well, I wouldn't say we would make popcorn. My mom would make popcorn. She's a great popcorn maker. Now this is starting to get a little warm. You can see when little bubbles start showing on the kernels, then you know it's getting hot. They're just starting right now. I'll show you how much popcorn to put in. Now if you put in that much popcorn, and you can see you got a little popcorn out of the oil. I would say that's a little bit too much popcorn and a little bit not quite enough oil. That's close. You don't want too much oil because then it's greasy, but you need enough of it to make it pop uniformly. So popcorn is great because it's made from popcorn, and corn is a vegetable, and it's got a lot of fiber. And as you get older, fiber is more and more important all the time. And it's cheap. And it's fun to make. So that's why I like to make popcorn. Now you can hear the first couple kernels are starting to pop. That'll go on for a while. It's nice to keep that moving a little bit as you're heating it up. You can see I'm on pretty high flames. So it's best just to keep the popcorn moving. It only takes a couple of minutes. It's fun to make popcorn. Got my grandson Xander filming me today. Little project for us going. That's a good time. He's a pretty good cameraman. Now you can hear the popping starting to heat up. It'll get more and more rapid. The trick is to get it all popped. Don't knock the lid off the popper. You have trouble that way. Well, it's exciting to make popcorn. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes the lid flies off and you make a mess. It's always important to clean up your mess after you're done. Nobody will mind you making popcorn if you clean up after yourself. Plus, if you share, you can make some friends. So it's always good to make popcorn. It works great to have popcorn for movie night or TV night. Everybody likes popcorn. Every time I offer to make popcorn, everybody says yes. It was kind of a tough batch tonight. I put in a lot of extra pound corn there. I'm making a big batch, so that's a little harder to get right. But I think we'll do it. The kettle is starting to fill up now. So at this point, I've got to push some of that off to make a little room to be able to shake those kernels all the way down to the bottom. It's critical to get those kernels right on the bottom. You got to shake it hard. That's how I wrecked the handle on my popcorn popper. Broke it right off. But it was worth the effort. And now you can see it's starting to settle down. I'm going to turn the heat way down. Because you don't need much. The bottom of that pan is hot enough to make them pop. You just need to get the kernels down in contact with the bottom of the pan to make that happen. You need a little room to shake them, to get them down there all the way to the bottom. And here, just the last couple go. If you put too much heat on there at the end, you're going to burn it. That's the worst thing you can do is burn it. So you got to be careful with the heat. Just enough to make it go, and then that's it. And I'm going to say all but one. Then you got to get some butter. Now the thing with butter is, butter burns. If you remember one thing from this video, remember that butter burns. So you got to take it easy. You got enough heat to melt it. And this is a stick right out of the fridge, so it's pretty hard. But you don't want to put too much heat on it, or if it's going to turn dark brown, then you know you burnt it, and then it just doesn't taste good at all. And you got to remember that for any kind of baking. Anytime you use butter, butter burns. Same with olive oil. Olive oil burns as well. Pretty low temperature, so be careful with that stuff. And use vegetable oil instead of olive oil. And you want to just take just a little bit of it. You don't want to pour it on real thick like they do at the movie theater, where they just drip it on as heavy as they can. You just want to kind of drizzle it on a little bit and spread it around. I'm going to shake it a little bit here. I'm going to put some popcorn salt on. And then shake it just a little bit, just to roll that popcorn, to get some fresh stuff up to the top. And we're just gonna drizzle that butter on there. More salt. And roll it again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Oh, I made too much butter. And some more salt. Roll a little bit. Good shake. Taste test for salt. Just right. Thanks for watching. Cut.